Welcome back to Mastery of Mindset. Today we explore one of the deepest and most misunderstood forces inside the human mind: motivation. Why do some people stay consistent while others give up? Why do some goals feel exciting at first, but slowly fade away? And what truly determines whether you continue or quit? This episode will take you step by step through the science of motivation, the psychology behind persistence, and the hidden mechanisms in your brain that push you forward or stop you completely. Let's begin. Subject 1. The dopamine drive. Why you start something. Motivation begins with a chemical, dopamine. Most people think dopamine is the reward chemical. But that's wrong. Dopamine is the anticipation chemical. It motivates you before you reach a goal. It pushes you to act, to chase, to desire, to pursue. You feel a burst of dopamine when you imagine a new project, a fitness goal, a business idea, a new version of yourself. This is why starting something feels exciting. Your brain releases dopamine because it loves possibility, potential, and uncertainty. But here's the problem. Dopamine drops once the novelty disappears. This is why motivation fades after a few days or weeks. Your brain adapts, the excitement declines, and the goal becomes work. Understanding this shift is the first key to lasting motivation. Subject 2. The expectation curve. Why motivation fades. When you start something new, your expectations are high. You imagine fast results, quick progress, a clear path. But every goal has what psychologists call the expectation curve. At first, progress is slow, results take time, the work feels heavier than expected, and suddenly, you question your motivation. This is the moment when most people quit. Not because the goal is too hard, but because their expectations were unrealistic. When reality doesn't match your imagination, your brain loses momentum. But if you understand that slow progress is normal, then you can push through the hardest part, the middle. Subject 3. The why power. Motivation versus meaning. Most people rely on motivation, but motivation is weak. It is emotional, it comes and goes. What truly keeps you going is meaning. Psychologists call this why power, the deep internal reason behind your actions. Two people can have the same goal, two people can go to the gym, only one stays consistent. The difference? One has a strong why. Your why turns effort into purpose. Your why turns discipline into identity. Your why makes quitting feel like betrayal, not relief. When your goal aligns with meaning, not emotion, you don't need motivation. You rely on something stronger, inner direction. Subject 4. Identity motivation. Who you think you are. You don't stay motivated because of what you do. You stay motivated because of who you believe you are. Identity drives behavior. If you see yourself as someone who quits, someone who is inconsistent, someone who loses focus, your actions will match that identity. But if you slowly shift your identity to, I am a disciplined person. I am the type of person who finishes what I start. I am someone who grows every day. Your brain adapts. Once your identity changes, motivation becomes automatic. You act in alignment with who you believe you are. Subject 5. The pain-pleasure balance. Your brain's internal negotiation. Every decision you make involves a silent negotiation inside your brain. Your mind constantly asks two questions. Is this painful? Is this rewarding? This is the pain-pleasure balance. If an action feels too difficult, too uncomfortable, or too risky, your brain pushes you away from it. If it feels rewarding, enjoyable, or satisfying, your brain pulls you toward it. The key to long-term motivation is simple. You must reduce the perceived pain of the task and increase the perceived pleasure of completing it. That doesn't mean making everything easy. It means training your brain to see effort as something meaningful, not something threatening. Subject 6. The reward loop. How small wins build big momentum. Motivation is not built from massive achievements. It is built from small wins repeated over time. Psychologists call this the reward loop. When you complete a small task, even something tiny like reading one page or exercising for 5 minutes, your brain says, "Good job, do it again." This creates a cycle. Small win. Dopamine. Encouragement. Another win. More dopamine. This is how people build momentum, not through intensity, but through consistency. Small wins compound. Big wins are simply the accumulation of tiny ones. Subject 7. The motivation. Myth. Why discipline beats inspiration. Most people think motivation creates discipline, but in reality, discipline creates motivation. Motivation is emotional. It is fragile. It is temporary. It disappears the moment life becomes inconvenient. Discipline is different. Discipline is a system, a routine, a habit, a decision made in advance. You don't wait to feel ready. You act because that's who you are. Motivation may start the journey, but discipline is what keeps you on the path long after the excitement fades. Subject 8. The motivation trap. Waiting to feel like it. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting. Waiting to feel inspired. Waiting to feel confident. Waiting for the perfect moment. Waiting for motivation to magically appear. This is the motivation trap. If you wait to feel ready, you may wait for months, or years, or forever. The truth is simple. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. When you start moving, your brain wakes up, and your emotional state shifts. Taking action creates the feeling you were waiting for. Subject 9. Emotional resistance. Why you avoid what you need most. When you avoid a task, it's rarely because the task is difficult. It's because the task triggers a negative emotion. Procrastination is not a time problem. It is an emotional problem. You avoid projects that overwhelm you, goals that intimidate you, habits that challenge your self-image. Your brain protects you from discomfort even if it costs you progress. To overcome emotional resistance, you don't need more motivation. You need emotional tolerance, the ability to feel discomfort without running away from it. Motivation increases when you master your emotional responses. Subject 10. Energy management. Your body controls. Your motivation isn't just psychological, it's biological. You cannot stay motivated if your body is exhausted, malnourished, sleep-deprived, or overwhelmed. Your energy levels influence your willpower, your discipline, your emotional balance, and your focus. This is why sleep, nutrition, and movement are not optional. They are fundamental drivers of motivation. When your energy rises, your motivation naturally increases. Your mind follows your body. Subject 11. The fear of failure, the hidden destroyer of motivation. If we look deeply into why people quit, one emotion appears again and again. Fear of failure, fear of disappointment, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough, fear of wasting time. This fear doesn't stop you at the end of the journey. It stops you before you even begin. Your brain thinks it's protecting you, but in reality, it's blocking your potential. People don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they never give themselves permission to try long enough to win. When you stop fearing failure, failure stops controlling you. Subject 12. The fear of success. The secret reason. You self-sabotage people talk about the fear of failure, but rarely about the fear of success. Success brings responsibility. Success brings expectations. Success brings change, and change can feel threatening. Your subconscious mind may sabotage you because success makes you visible. Success creates pressure. Success forces growth. Success challenges your identity. Sometimes people quit not because they are afraid to lose, but because they are afraid to transform. Understanding this fear is essential for long-term motivation. Subject 13. Social motivation. How your environment shapes your drive. Your motivation is not created in isolation. It is shaped by the people around you. If you surround yourself with complainers, quitters, victims, people with no goals, your motivation will shrink. But if you surround yourself with disciplined individuals, dreamers, builders, learners, people who grow, your motivation will rise. Motivation is contagious. Energy is contagious. Belief is contagious. Your environment can lift you or limit you. Choose wisely. Subject 14. Long-term motivation. The power of rituals and systems. Long-term motivation does not come from emotion. It comes from systems. A system is a structure that supports you, even when your mood changes. Successful people do not rely on motivation. They rely on routines, time blocks, habits, structure. Accountability systems remove decision fatigue. They reduce emotional overwhelm. They make progress predictable. Motivation is temporary. Systems are permanent. If you build systems, you will stay consistent even on the days you don't feel like it. Conclusion. Motivation isn't magic, it isn't luck, and it isn't something you wait for. It is a psychology, a science, a system inside the human mind. You now understand how dopamine drives your desire, why expectations shape your progress, why meaning and identity fuel consistency, how small wins build momentum, how discipline outperforms motivation, how emotions can block or push you, how fear influences your behavior, how your environment shapes your drive, and why systems keep you going. Motivation is not about feeling inspired. It is about building a mind that supports your goals instead of sabotaging them. If you understand your psychology, you can master your motivation and ultimately, your life. Thank you for watching Mastery of Mindset. If this video helped you understand your motivation better, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more deep psychology and mindset lessons. And tell me in the comments what topic you want me to explore next. See you in the next episode.